Disappointed!
Okay. It wasn't bad, but it was a disappointment, man. I'm disappointed. I am disappointed. It's not a bad movie, but I am disappointed. After watching that trailer was one of the best trailers I have seen in my entire life. That trailer was a masterpiece. Okay? This movie is not a masterpiece. Okay? This movie, dude, I was expecting this movie. This movie had the potential to be it had the potential to be the best Alien movie. Okay? It's not the best Alien movie. It's not. You had Fede Alvarez, the guy who did Don't Breathe. Okay? It was perfect. Don't Breathe, translated to Alien. That's perfect. That's a perfect template for an Alien movie. Okay? It's perfect. But man, this was not perfect, dude. This was not even a great movie. Frick, dude. I don't want to say this, man. This wasn't a masterpiece. This wasn't great. This was above average. Frick, dude. I wanted to like this movie so much, man. I'd put this at like a 7. I put it at like a 7, a 6. Frick, dude. I gotta put it at a 7, man. Because there was a lot of things that they did right. Man. Like, for example, the start of the movie. Okay, well, I'm not going to get into spoilers right now. But, I mean, this is not spoiler. The start of the movie, the music, the sounds of the technology, okay? It felt so much like Alien, okay? It felt like Alien. I just beat Alien Isolation last night, okay? So I was in this, man. I was ready for this movie. At the same time, it was something different as well. It was a more modern take. It felt, and that's what I wanted from this. I wanted that edge from Don't Breathe, and it brought that. Okay, especially at the end of the end of the movie, you could see the Don't Breathe type of stuff in there. Okay, we'll get into that. But this was not Don't Breathe in space. I don't know why people keep saying it's Don't Breathe in space. Okay, it's not. Shoot, man. I'm jumping all over the place here. Okay, let's get back. So the opening of the movie, right? You see the alien logo. You see the full logo, and then it dissipates back into just the lines. So the reverse of what they did in Alien. So you're seeing it's like symbolism right there. It's the same as Alien, but it's different, and that's what I wanted. But it didn't deliver, dude. It didn't deliver as well as I wanted it to. And see, I have high expectations. I think that's fine, man, because Fede Alvarez can do it, man. And this franchise is so freaking good, okay? Shoot, dude. I was expecting great things, man. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I wanted to come out of this theater like, yo, this movie is so freaking good. I love this movie. That's what I wanted to come out the theater like that. But yeah, dude, it's like a 7 out of 10 for me, man. All right, let's jump into spoilers. All right, so here's the whole backdrop of the movie. You had this group of young kids who are on this planet, and they don't want to be on this planet. They want off. It sucks, okay? This girl has worked so hard to get off this planet. She met her quota to get off, but they're like, yeah, psych, we're bumping up the quota, you're not leaving. So one of them is like, yeah, we got to take matters into our own hands. These people are not going to let us off this planet. There's this Weyland-Yutani ship out there. They got some cryo sleep tech. We're going to get that because the trip to the planet that we want to go to is going to take 9 years. We're going to get that tech, and we're going to go. All right, we're going to take matters into our own hands, and we're going to go. So it follows this crew. The main characters are a girl named Rain, she was great. She would be a good Ellie for The Last of Us. I mean, we already got the live-action TV show, but I'm just saying she would be a good Ellie. And Andy, an android. The best character in the movie. And that says something right there. you got the android as the best character in the movie, man. The android's the best character in the movie. I mean, he does have a prevalent role throughout the movie, and he is a good character. But I didn't expect the android to be my favorite character, to be honest. Frick, dude. I also enjoyed the dynamic between Andy and Rain. That was cool. They were brothers, but he was an android. So is he my brother? Is he not? Should I, he's not even real. He's not. Are his emotions even real? Because I love him. Rain loves him. That dynamic was really cool. And in order to get through the ship, in order to do things on the ship, they needed more information. So they took one of the chips from one of the androids on the ship and put it on Andy. That changed his programming a bit. So he was reacting to things differently. His emotions weren't as prominent as they were before. He had a new directive. Weyland-Yutani's directive, So it changed his character and then that would obviously change the dynamic between Rain and him. So I thought that stuff was interesting. Let's start with things that I liked. I liked the visuals. The movie had good scenes. But okay, well, we'll stay with the good. It had good scenes. Facehuggers looked good. Aliens looked great. The way they moved was great. It was like a perfect blend. They gotta use some CG in there, but it felt practical. I liked them. I liked the way the aliens moved. Okay, and see here. I know I told you guys I like Alien more than Aliens. Okay, don't think that my disappointment is coming from the fact that there was multiple aliens on the ship. Okay, there was multiple xenomorphs, because remember, I was expecting, coming off of Don't Breathe, I was expecting a group of people in a claustrophobic environment with one bad guy hunting them. Okay, that's not what we got in this, and that's not why I'm disappointed. Okay, I just want to put that out there. The visuals were great. That scene where you're seeing the acid flowing around in the room after Rain blasted all of them. That was cool. Like, that whole sequence was really cool. Like, she turned off the gravity and blasted them, and then they like zero grabbed their way through that. I thought that was cool. And following that scene was great. Like, they were coming up a chute. I don't know why. I mean, we'll get there. They were coming up the elevator shaft, right? And the gravity turns on. And you see Andy is trying to grab Rain, and she's reaching her hand out to her, but it was too far, Rain falls, and she's like falling to her death. The alien, the xenomorph, saved her with his tail and then put her on the ladder. I mean, I was like, wait, what's going on here? What's going on? Why did he do that? I mean, why put her on the ladder? I mean, maybe just stab her on the way down or bite her immediately, but he put her on the ladder. And the elevator turned on, and all the aliens died. But that's besides the point. I just thought that was a bit odd. But yeah, man, the movie had good scenes, good visuals. Some of the shots you saw in the trailer, right, with all the face huggers running, that was really cool. The scene with the planet, dude. Visually speaking, I don't know how this movie was ever going to be on Hulu. This movie This movie blows out anything that I've seen on Hulu, okay? Whoever made the decision to put this movie in theaters, this deserved to have a theater release just off the visuals alone. The characters, dude, I didn't like the crew. I didn't care about the crew. And I mean, I didn't care about the crew in Alien either. They're side characters. They all die off, and you're really following Ripley throughout the entire movie, right? But with Alien, and I'm not saying they needed to copy this completely, because that's honestly one of my other gripes. I feel like they copied too much. There was too much fan service. There's too many callbacks, because I like callbacks. I like fan service. I like Easter eggs, but it was too much to the point where I was like, yeah, I've seen this before. I know what you're doing here. Okay? It got to that point, and you don't want to be in that state where it's like, yeah, I've seen this before. You don't want to be in that state. But the crew, dude, people in the crew were annoying. Like, there was one annoying guy who had an issue with Andy, my favorite character, because of some trauma in his past. Like, get over it. Some android made a bad decision in the past. And honestly, it wasn't a bad decision. It was a good decision because he saved more people. He sacrificed 3 people for 12 people, I believe it was. Okay? I mean, that was, it may look heartless because they're like cold-faced making these decisions, but I mean, that was the best for the people. Probably. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. But get over it, dude. This is a different guy. And so, I mean, that was one guy I didn't really care about. And then there was like an Asian girl with the shaved head. You had the guys in this room with all the face huggers. The face huggers were in like these artificial like sacks, right? They were being incubated over there, and they got loose. You saw it in the trailer. Jumped on the dude and freaking was trying to get into his mouth with I love those scenes. You're seeing the face hugger try to get in. Those are cool. Rain is like trying to break the door open to help them out, and she's calling for help to this Asian girl, and the Asian girl just standing there. So I was happy when the xenomorph when the facehugger jumped on her face and incubated her. I was happy about that. She deserved that. If anyone was gonna get it, I'm happy it was her. So but they got it off her. This was another interesting thing. They got it off her way faster than any of I've seen before in the other Alien movies. So it was like, yo, did the facehugger lay the egg? Did the facehugger like do its job? Like, you know, inside? I don't know, because it pulled it out early. Yeah, well, it did its job. And it gestated in there really fast, dude. Like, the chest burster scene happened really fast after that. I think the dude in Alien had the facehugger on him overnight, I think it was. But yeah, man, like, the chest burster scene happened pretty darn fast, in my opinion. But let's go back. Let's rewind a little tiny bit. We meet Rook. The science, I forgot, the head of the science division on the ship, the android. When I saw his silhouette, like they show him on the side, just a silhouette, I'm like, yo, this dude looks exactly like Bishop from Alien. Is it Bishop? Turns out, yeah, it was Bishop. I mean, it wasn't Bishop. It was an alien named Rook, but it was the same model. And he gave the entire history of these xenomorphs. He told them the whole story about the Nostromo. So these people knew what was up. They knew what was up. Yet the dude, the annoying character, took the Asian girl on their ship and ran. There was people on there, dude. There was a girl on there. Sacrificed her life. But anyways, the chest burster scene happens. You see it crawl out of the thing, and the shuttle crashes back on to the Whaley-Dustani station. So now you got the xenomorph over there and all that stuff. And that whole sequence, they caused so much hassle and drama. They caused so much problems just from not listening. The characters I find annoying. Yeah, that was just like, why? You ended up in the same place, and you just got people hurt. If you just listened. And I promise you, I'm not going to recap the entire movie, but there's a lot that happened in the beginning that sets things up. So I just want to touch on that, right? So one thing we didn't see, I don't think we've ever seen this in Alien before, is the intermediary stages between the chest burster and the full-fledged xenomorph. Like in Alien 1, chest burster. Then you see like it molted, right? You see like the skin, and then you see the full-on chest burster. And I always thought, like, dude, the chest burster is like this big. How does it turn into like this 6-7 foot tall xenomorph? It just molded the skin once. How is it this big giant thing? Like, shouldn't there be other moltings that happen to lead up to that? So they showed it enter into this. They showed this cocoon stuck to the wall. Okay, and it looked like. I'm not going to get into what it looked like, because if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what it looked like. So the annoying guy that I didn't like stabbed this like souped up taser inside of it and blasted the thing. The xenomorph didn't die, just got mad, and then bled acid onto him, and he died. Like, you see his fingers melting away and everything. Like, the deaths were cool. The movie had cool scenes, okay? The movie had cool scenes. Just, man. I don't know. It didn't flow for me, man. I couldn't get into it. Dude, on top of that, people next to me were snoring in my ear. So I don't know if that was it, but But this intermediate stage, I thought was interesting. I thought that was interesting. And they did multiple things like this, like changing or adding to the xenomorph lore. And they answered a massive question. I don't recall if it was answered in the first 4 movies or even Prometheus and Covenant. But why were they going after? I mean, it probably was answered in Prometheus or Covenant, but I don't remember. But why were they going after the xenomorphs? Why did they want them? Okay. Rook explained, humans are weak. They were never meant for space colonization. They're too weak for it. Yet here is the perfect organism, right? I mean, that's what we've always known, right? Xenomorphs are the perfect organism. And so what Bishop did, he kind of reverse engineered these things and found a way to add those traits into other creatures. And he tested it on a mouse. The mouse was literally dead or like injured, and then he injected it into the mouse and brought him back. Like it was like came back, bones cracking, everything. Mouse came back. Unfortunately, there were side effects, and I don't know how this crew didn't see it. Literally right next to them was the cage where the rat was in, or the mouse. I think it was a rat. The rat was in that was completely blown up, destroyed. Tentacles coming out of this thing, like different animals, like shape-shifting, all what was a weird amalgamation of a whole bunch of nonsense coming out of this thing, right? I don't know how they didn't see that. But anyways, so they were trying to make humans more hardened, more space-worthy, okay? And so he came up with this injection, this syringe, this concoction to inject. I think he called it the Prometheus vial, I think. And that's another cool thing. There was a lot of callbacks, like I said, but not just callbacks to Alien. There was callbacks to literally every single movie in the franchise. From Prometheus to, I forgot what Alien 4 was called. But literally, so many callbacks. But let's jump to the end of the movie because that's where the twist happens and, everything goes crazy. One of the people on board, one of the girls on board was pregnant. And she got injured, okay? So she injects herself with this serum. Bad idea. If you saw that rat, what they did to that rat, dude, why would you inject yourself with that? That's why I'm saying they're blind. I don't know why they didn't see that thing. So she injects herself with it, and her baby, who was not, she was pregnant, but not visibly pregnant. Dude, 2 seconds later, she was literally about to give birth. And she does. She gives birth to like a cocoon. This alien xenomorph looking cocoon. It was like, what the frick is this thing? Rain grabs it, or like rips the umbilical cord, grabs it, and it runs off. Acid starts coming off the thing. She drops it. Then the thing starts peeling open, and there's a human inside, grayish looking human. So I'm like, yo, this is an engineer. She's giving birth to an engineer or what? And then, then you see clearly callbacks to Prometheus and all that stuff, right? So, dude, this thing. Okay, so the baby grows up, right? the baby grows up pretty darn fast, just like a xenomorph, and it's like a human xenomorph hybrid. And now you see the callback to Ripley's clone, that weird pink looking. Was that in Alien 3 or 4? I forgot. But her clone, like her baby, that thing, that kind of vibe. Except it wasn't fat. It was skinny, super skinny. It was like imagine an engineer that was super skinny, that had an alien tail and kind of an alien back, but like those spikes were like closer to the skin. It was like a gray alien engineer hybrid. Okay, frick, dude, that's another weird thing. And this is what reminded me of Don't Breathe, because the twist in Don't Breathe was kind of sick. Okay. The twist in this is sick. You got her baby. She gave birth to an alien engineer, human looking freaking weird hybrid. Okay. And she felt inside her, she's lactating, she's pregnant. But it was like this slimy stuff. And then the baby comes to her, wants to suckle. He's hungry. Like, what the frick is this, dude? He opens his mouth. Just like a xenomorph, another mouth comes up, but this is like a weird wormy looking mouth that opens up. And it's like, dude, like what the frick, okay? But see, That's what got my attention, dude. As soon as they showed that scene where you find out that, yo, she's full on pregnant now, that was interesting. It was something new. It didn't feel like an alien movie, but it was interesting at least. Okay, and then Rain kills the alien. You know, she creates the same exact way they did an Alien, except she used the xenomorph, the blood, but that's what the baby was incubated in, all that acid in that little egg, to break a hole in the ship and then, you know, kick the alien off into the vacuum of space. I'm like, yeah, I've seen this before. You're doing it a little bit differently, but I've seen this before. I don't know, man. The movie had cool ideas. It had cool visuals. The soundtrack was great. The sound design was great. The acting was great. The cinematography was fantastic. The direction was awesome. But the writing just wasn't on the level that I was expecting. And not necessarily the dialogue. I'm not talking about the dialogue. I'm talking about the story beats, okay? But that's my thoughts on the movie. If you've seen the movie, let me know down below in the comment section. What do you think? Because I feel like a lot of people are going to have a different opinion than I did. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.